Hello and welcome back to Rugby Rodeo, where this week you'll find us not with one Kildunne, but two.
Yeah, we have got my little brother on, so if you do hear some squabbling, I am sorry already.
So welcome Sam, yay!
Yay.
So I've got tea in my hand. Clap Rob, yeah, Rob's actually here for everyone.
Clap yourself, Sam, that's good. Nice.
Everyone that wants to know, Rob is actually in the building. He is sat opposite us, not on the screen. So that's nice that he made the effort
Yeah, that's a difference.
to join us.
So before we start, I don't know why I'm having to read this, but
Yeah, you don't know anything about your brother.
Yeah, no, sorry. So before we start, obviously, Sam is my younger brother. He's 22 now, but I thought you were 23.
Thank you.
Yeah, sorry, he's 23 now. I did think 23, and the reason that I started reading it because it said 22, and I thought, do I not know my brother's age? He doesn't know your age though. So you used to play for Loughborough University at BUCS, and you're currently with Ampthill in the Champ as well. But you've also represented GB and been in the Sevens. So he isn't just my younger brother, but he does come into the rugby part of the Rugby Rodeo, and we'll get to know a little bit more about that within the pod.
Absolutely. Sam, first of all, welcome. How do you feel being sat on set?
Nervous, I'd say.
Nervous, come on.
Bless him.
No, he's playing up to the crowd. We did last night, we went through the media brief. Actually, that's the first time I've ever been through the media brief. And we went through the questions so that I could prep him a little bit. So I said, don't tell me the answer now, just think about it so that it's a raw reaction when we do it in the set. And I showed him part of the vlog where I showed him the set, and he said, this in front of us. He said, oh,
I didn't expect it.
Really? What did you expect?
I don't know, just like one camera.
Not here at Spotify Studios to look after us.
Didn't expect how big the cameras were as well, to be honest.
Oh, bless.
So we're going to start with a quick question. Obviously, I've just mentioned you played 15s and you've played 7s. But I think everyone's dying to know, including probably your coach as well. What do you prefer, 7s or 15s?
To play, definitely 7s.
And why?
I just think you can kind of express yourself more. Like, I find 15s is very structural based, and you fit into a system, whatever that system is. With different teams, it's different things, but with 7s you can kind of get away with doing what you want in a certain aspect. Obviously there's still a system, but you can kind of just have a bit more fun with it, and obviously it's a bit nicer when you're playing in the sun and the heat.
Valid.
I do have to say, Sam, this isn't an interview. You can move your head a little bit. You can chill out a little bit.
His hands are like clasped together. Like
you don't have to be media trained in this.
I'm not. You have to do.
This might loosen you up a bit, Sam. So, I would love to know what Ellie was like to grow up with.
I'd also love to know this because I obviously know my side of it, but not.
But it's not your time to shine, sweetie.
It's not.
Okay? It's Sam's time. So what was Ellie like as a kid? Obviously, you're younger than her, so...
Yeah. From what I remember anyway, I think it was fine. We used to fight a lot when we were younger, but...
Physically fight? Sorry, just...
Both, yeah, to be honest.
Yeah. We were actually chatting about this last night, and when Mum and Dad were working and we got picked up from school, we used to go to my grandma and granddad's all the time. And Sam can sit and watch TV forever.
I think that's a boy thing.
I used to be able to.
Yeah. Like,
I still can. But
Cartoon Network, remember we'd put The Simpsons on and stuff like that. And
that's
he could
not
just...
Cartoon Network. But...
No, it's not on Cartoon Network, obviously.
Oh, it started. It started. 3 minutes in and it started.
Why are you showing off? But Sam could just sit and watch it the whole time. So I used to we'd watch it in my grandma's bedroom because there was like another TV in there. They were watching Deal or No Deal downstairs. And he used to like kick him in the back until
on the chair.
He'd react. Yeah. Or like move the chair so he'd turn around and react, and then we could have a physical fight.
It was because I had a bit of an alter ego when I was younger, didn't I?
Oh, what was that called?
Mr. Angryman.
Really?
Mr. Angryman. He said, Mr. Angryman's coming out, and he'd growl at me and then pin me down. Yeah. We had one rule when we were fighting though, that was like no punching.
Okay,
there was a couple times that there was no punches, but I specifically remember times. So Sam used to get nosebleeds all the time. Like he'd touch his nose to get a nosebleed. Yeah. He's had his nose cauterized a couple of times now.
3 times, I think. No.
3 times. One time he really did my nut in, and I pinned him down. I went to punch him, and I thought, we said no punches. So I moved my fist and ended up clocking him on the nose with my elbow instead, and there was blood everywhere. Yeah. And the only way you could get him not to say, it was the same on my side, not to tell Mum and Dad is, I'll be a servant for a week. And being a servant for a week basically just meant if you said, can I have the TV control, you get the TV control, or can I have a juice, please? Yeah. They'd have to go down and get it.
Wow, so neither of you were snitches to the parents? Neither of you cried to the parents? You just would serve each other?
We did stay away from it because we also ganged up on that with certain things as well. Specific video of when I was playing Wii and you tried to kick a ball at me, but you knocked off, what was it, a lamp that smashed in a picture frame, but then we would both agree to not tell mum and dad and just kind of
pretend it never happened.
Yeah,
I'll be a servant.
We blamed the cat. We said the cat knocked off the lamp and the picture frames, and that's why it smashed.
There is a video of it.
The cat that everyone hates.
Sam was playing on the Wii. Yeah, Sam was playing on the Wii, and I went to boot the ball at him, and basically I'm videoing it at the time. He's over there. There's a light over there. He went that way, and he just smashes the glass light everywhere. So yeah, I mean, we did get on. We did fight, but it was
who would win the fights?
Me most of the time, because I was bigger than him until he got bigger.
Well, you were quite big anyway at that time as well.
Get it?
Get it? Looking back at the videos of you at like Roslyn Park at Hartbury and stuff, you're one of the biggest on the pitch. I'm not just saying like I'm not saying width. I'm saying you were taller than most.
Yeah, sorry.
Like you were.
Oh yeah, sorry.
My bum was bigger then as well. As you have to say.
Had a bit of a dad face, but.
We all did. We went through that stage.
Bit of a round ahead.
Come on, yeah, you're still getting through that stage. To be careful.
I know.
But I agree. We did squabble and we did fight, and Mr. Angry Man did come out plenty of times.
Fair, you won most fights when we were younger, but you also moved out when I was 13 down to Hartbury. So I think it would have changed if I was a little bit older.
I do want to ask a question on that because it's something that we haven't really spoken about, but. As you know, one thing that I've always said moving down to Hartbury when I was 16, for me, whenever I came back for a young boy, that's when you're hitting puberty. So every time I came back, I remember your voice being deeper, you being much bigger, and I couldn't fight with you anymore because you were like a young man, not a young boy. But I'm really interested from your side. What was it like not having like your older sister around during that time?
Can't really remember. I think I just normalised it pretty quickly. Because the only big things I can remember was the first England game I went to at Stone X against Canada for you.
Jess's highlight reel.
Yeah, in the black kit. But besides that, I think I normalised it pretty quick.
But what was it like at home?
Did you feel like an only child?
Yeah.
I guess.
No, never. I don't think I could ever do that because Mum was on the phone to you, I think, 12 hours of the day, every day. So it was still like you were kind of there, but kind of not at the same time. But I think at that age, it was kind of like, oh, Ellie's gone. I can take the better room. And
did you do that?
I wasn't allowed. Ellie's room is still a sacred place in our house. That's kind of not allowed to be touched or
I think it just happens.
changed.
It's a bit of like princess treatment.
It's Mum's rule.
Well,
nothing can change. It'd be the same with mine. Like when I go back, everything's still in the same place, just clean. Candles on, like you still live in there, and obviously I do really like that, and it's something Mum likes to do. So
yeah, she whenever we go home, she'll change bed sheets for you and put the candles on, so when you walk into the room, there's candles. But it made me laugh when I used to come home because you and Dad used to say, "Oh, the Queen's arrived," because I'd say I had a thing about Lurpak butter because they eat flora.
Well, no, Mum just would get the one from I don't know what it was, like Aldi or something. Just like she doesn't care about what butter she was using, whereas like I preferred Lurpak.
I think everyone prefers Lurpak.
Like, can you please get some Lurpak in and some blueberries? Because I had this thing that I've read somewhere that blueberries were like a superfood, and
they're an antioxidant, aren't they?
Yeah. So during my exams, I'd eat a pack of blueberries because they're meant to help you remember things. So then I'd come home and there'd be blueberries, Lurpak and avocado because we'd never had avocado at home.
No.
And you don't get that up in Yorkshire. You go to calf's, not coffee shops. So I remember coming home and being like, everyone, this is what an avocado is. And everyone's like, wow, what is this thing? So then there'd be a pack of avocados for me as well. So the Queen definitely was arriving.
Yeah.
Do you, what got you into rugby? Was it Ellie? Did you start playing first? Like, what Do you know what I mean? Like, what?
Ellie definitely started before me because you started going with our two neighbours. I don't think it was necessarily like I played because you played. I think it was just like you were going down to training. I got to the age where I could start to train anyway. So we just kind of went together, and it was just something to do. Because we never, like, school-wise, it wasn't a big thing at primary school. No one ever really thought about it apart from football. And then I played league all the way up to secondary school, and then started union when I went to secondary school.
Well, Sam actually played football when he was younger before playing rugby. So I'd go to rugby and he'd go to football. And he was you were a good little defender.
Because I couldn't shoot.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say that bit, but you just outed yourself.
Yeah.
You should see him do a drop goal as well now. I've seen a few of those go westward.
Don't talk about the one in Germany.
That's what I'm thinking about.
I know you were. I had 2 seconds to.
But I just always remember Sam always being there on the side of the pitch, and recently I've been going back through like old camcorder videos and what have you, and there's always a little lad just stood on the side of the pitch, and there's a certain video that I'll send in so we can put it on the Instagram where I get tackled and I start crying, shock. But Sam comes over and you start hugging me.
Yeah, his mum's got that.
Cute. It's so cute. It's a tiny little boy. So you were definitely always down. I think obviously it helped that I was down, because I think if I wasn't going down to the rugby, we probably wouldn't have played it. We didn't grow up in a rugby household.
No.
So
you did just remind me actually though that I actually do think it was more you playing rugby that got me into rugby, because I can now vividly remember. Can't remember where it was, but you were playing a game somewhere, training somewhere, and I remember being behind the sticks with a kicking tee and a ball, just kicking them, but not over the sticks, because obviously you were playing, and then just like turning around to mum and dad and be like, would that have gone over? Would that have gone over? And I think that was like the first time I tried or like picked up a rugby ball type of thing, and then got into it probably a few years later.
Then we fast forward a little bit, just going on to like, me and Sam both playing rugby together. So obviously during COVID, as much as it was, such a weird, terrible time, it also for the first time was, us as a family all being together. And obviously everyone knows by now I love a spiral kick. Who's the person that taught me to do a spiral kick?
Was it?
Sam did. We went down to the pitch every single day and we were doing spiral kicks to each other. That and fitness, we'll get on to that. Gym. But we, for the whole time that we're in COVID, we trained together. And it meant that I could still do my thing, but Sam could still do his. And there's one thing that I want you to talk about it, but that I definitely remember, and it still sticks with me when I'm doing fitness now. Because, I am fast, and I always get asked, who's faster, you or your brother? Sam is way faster than I am. Way faster.
I'd say over 10, we're pretty we were always pretty similar. It was just past 10 where I was able to just open up a little bit more.
But what was it that you'd say to me when we were on the latter stages of the run?
Yeah, well, we'll do the whole fitness session, but then I don't know if I would take it a bit easier or something, but on the last one I remember, well, no, I used to just the whole thing was, you used to always say, just stay with me, so that you don't, in fitness, the worst thing in the world, especially when you're a 2, is seeing someone go off in front of you, and then you just don't want to do it. So we'd stay with each other for the whole thing, but then for the last 1 or 2, I remember you'd be in a bit of a hole, or I would be as well, and then I'd just say, okay, I'm Portia Woodman-Woncliffe, or Portia.
It was Portia Woodman at the time, yeah.
Yeah, Portia Woodman at the time, and I'd say, I've just intercepted the ball, World Cup final, you have to catch me, if you don't catch me, you lose.
And that was pre-first World Cup.
Wow.
So that's
way before.
Yeah, it still sticks with me when I'm doing fitness or I'm doing the 1200. I think, Portia Woodman, she's in front of me, or she's chasing me down, and I've done it because it's something that Sam had said. So as much as we're competitive, and I think people don't see the other side of sibling competitiveness, is that you're both wanting to do the best for each other. Yeah.
Do you think there's anything in Ellie's game that when you watch, you think, not I taught her that, but I made that better, or I can see that bit of me in her, or I would do that better? Do you know what I mean? Is there anything that you, see?
Not really in particular. We always do speak, we speak to each other as much as we can after games when we've watched it, just about certain aspects and different parts of it. There's never anything major, but there is just always just that like the physicality part of it. But obviously that comes in at certain points, and obviously it's harder at fullback to put on a massive shot than it is when you're stood 2 meters from the ruck and someone's just running straight at you.
There's a place to do it.
But no, I don't really like. I never see similarities between us because I feel like I don't want to see them sometimes, because you never want to get like, I don't know, you don't want to get what's the word? Like you don't want to get compared, or like people say there's similarities between you and your sister. Like when people say we look alike, I'm like, no, we don't.
You do.
But then like
you do look alike. Sorry to break it to you, but
I see it a bit more because like there's just little things like both of us sticking the tongue out a little bit when we're concentrating while we're running. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of similarities because, well, I'm kind of like Ellie in the sense of I'm not the biggest person on the pitch, and I just won't, like, I can't put on weight no matter what I do, and it's just kind of like getting around that.
Do you get grief from other players, like, you know, when you're playing obviously for Ampthill, or even when you're at Loughborough, like, do you get people going, oh, like, your sister's well fit, or like, I don't know, like, your sister's
the nice thing you've ever said to me.
Your sister's way better than you. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes, like I think Archie's had it like a couple of times before, or like even going down now into Nat 1, it's like, why are you here, or something like that. It's like, oh, just bore off, mate, like you're boring.
There was never anything like super bad. It's just like the typical, how does it feel being the worst rugby player in your family? I'm sure. But you can't nibble to it. Because if you turn around and give it back, they're just gonna give it back to you 20 times harder, and at the end of the day, who cares?
Yeah. Do you have any comebacks where you just smile at them and go, right, yeah?
Just smile. Or if someone's like, oh, your shoelace is undone, you give them that. You actually just look down at it really sarcastically and you're just like, okay, sick. I think the only one I've had in Champ was, obviously Noah Kalori came in for a game when I wasn't there, and it was, I think someone on the sideline was like, oh, you're not him, and I turned around and went, are you? But
good chat.
Yeah, nice. Did that shut them up?
That was a good comeback. Yeah. You got them there. I bet they were quaking in their boots. Yeah. There's only one that I've ever heard of when I went to go watch you play Hartbury.
Hartbury, that was probably the worst one actually. Was in the first BUCS game, and I remember Hartbury away. So mum, dad and Ellie came down, and then, well,
basically they had a chant going on the side saying your sister's fit.
Fair enough.
80 minutes straight.
Pardon?
For 80 minutes straight.
Really?
And I was on the bench for the first 40.
Yeah.
And that was the only thing said.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't mind it, but I can imagine as my younger brother, it was probably...
Well, I didn't mind it. I don't care.
It's a bit like Jared Bowen, who plays for West Ham in the Premier League, but he's married to Danny Dyer, and he's got a chant. And it's like, I can't remember what it is. It's like,
I know
Jared's on fire, and Danny Dyer. Danny Dyer's dad obviously is Danny Dyer too, but he is a massive West Ham fan, so he goes and it's like banging it in the, like, everyone's like singing it in the crowd. Apparently her youngest as well is now going like, Jared, like, because they don't understand, do they? But I just think it's not funny. It is funny, but like when it's you're a bit like, oh.
I feel like more of that needs to be brought into rugby.
She didn't. She said that she didn't actually care about it.
No, I think
she found it funny.
Yeah, I think sing about me. Go on.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, go on. I don't mind.
Taking your time on it. Anyway, let's go on to a little bit of rugby. So you've already mentioned Noah Kalori coming into the champ and playing Ampthill for a little bit. Obviously, we've all seen, you know, what he can do on a Prem stage, and he's absolutely ripping up. Been into England camp recently as well. Can you see this as a pathway to play Prem, getting into the England setup, because that shows that it's not impossible to do?
Yeah, definitely. Like it's the closest thing to Prem. Obviously, I don't really know the ins and outs of it, but there is a certain thing that prevents us from playing Prem Cup, which I think isn't really the greatest thing. Because I think like it's hard to go from Champ, straight into a Prem side. Because obviously Premiership teams have 36 odd players in a training group, and obviously they've got their academies. And I feel like the next step from Champ would be Prem Cup, and then from Prem Cup obviously into Prem. But I think there's something that stops Champ players playing in Prem Cup, because I think it's, if you earn the majority of your earnings within a championship team, you're not actually allowed to play Prem Cup.
But does it show Sorry, you didn't actually answer my question.
No, it does obviously show the pathway and the ability to go and do it.
And does
no matter what age and
done,
whatever.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Yes.
Listen to my question, because I'm asking a question and you go in everything but the answer to the actual question. So Noah doing what he's doing, is that an inspiration to you? Like, would you? I'm actually inspired by what Noah's doing.
Well, yeah, of course.
Is that
That's
something
what I said.
I don't think
I said it. Obviously, it is inspiring. Like being able to see him just go and do that and take his, like obviously his biggest strength, which is the aerial skills, and then just do it from school into champ into prem, and now being the best in the prem at doing his part. And it is inspirational to see. It's just obviously pretty hard to compete against it.
Do you think he's been given an opportunity to be seen that a lot of champ / on the cusp players don't get that opportunity? Do you know what I mean? Like, feel free to say, I don't want to answer this, Jess. Like, do you feel as though you're like, well, if I'd been given that opportunity, I could have done that. I could be potentially where he is. Or do you see him as, you know, not a freak of like nature, but like to be like, no, he is actually, you know, a really, really good player.
I think
obviously he is, but
you'll be able to agree with me on this. I think it's hard because you watch it on TV and you're like, I can do that type of thing, especially like looking at another wing and you're like, it's not that great type of thing. But I've seen it in person. Like he's very tall as well, and he can jump. So being able to use something that he's been given, just like in his genetics, and just kind of being able to do it. And I think the way Sarries play or like change how they play when he's in the team versus when he's not just fits him perfectly. Like they're not running any set plays from halfway. They're just, if he's on the open wing, just boot it to him.
Yeah. Well, I think this is where the way that rugby's going is, rather than having a structure, going back to what you were saying earlier, the 7s and 15s, rather than having a structure for the whole team, see, you know, it's what we changed in the roses is, what have we got on this team sheet? What strengths have we got, and how can we play to our strengths right now?
Yeah. I think that's the best way to do it, because you can have a game plan, but unfortunately, if you've got a smaller pack, say if you're coming against the likes of Canada with the Red Roses, don't run into the big girls. You're just going to go backwards, and then when you're on the back foot, obviously it's harder for backs to do their jobs. And if someone like him is so good in the edge, kick it to him.
Yeah.
If he doesn't get the ball back, he's going to get a pen, because someone's going to hit him in the air, take him late, jump early, and it does get into your head, because like Randall did well against it in the Bath Sarries game, but like then they specifically have to think about it in their plans leading up to the game, and that's where it could open up opportunities for other things.
Do you like the fact that you're at a championship team that has a connection to a top 4 like Prem team? Like do you think, okay, like at least I'm in a side that I can then aspire, or people are watching me? Like I know JT very well. He used to coach us at Sarries women, so he has a very good connection with Sarries, obviously being within that environment. So there's people there that could be like, actually, Sam Kildunne, you need him in the squad for next year or whatever. Yeah,
it is great. Like having the connection with a club, just not easier. Obviously, everyone's going to be watching kind of every game, but it's like it does just make it a bit easier. And also, you kind of respect, obviously, JT being the backs coach, you respect, obviously, every coach is saying, but when he kind of says it, you take it on board a little bit more. And if he's individually having a go at you, or not just having a go at you, but pointing out something that you can do better, like you listen hard and you don't make that mistake again, and that kind of thing. I think the only negative side to that is just like you don't know who's coming in. Okay. So like obviously different players need different game times, and I remember the game before, or the training week before Chinner, we had a few new lads come in. We had Angus Hall, Sam Spink, Collie Hartley, and I think it is just kind of like respecting it, but then it is like it's hard at the same time because someone could just come in. And for the listeners, these boys that you've just mentioned, they're all Sarries CAD lads playing in the Prem Cup. Do they get priority? So like, did they? Because I remember when Archie was at Quins, they had a connection with London Scottish, and
they didn't have a priority, but again, they had Joe Gray, who was an ex Quins player, coaching them, and it was like we need these guys to have game time, and it wasn't like they come in and maybe start, but it was like, they have to come to training once a week to then play, because obviously it's hard when you're there full time at Ampthill and then someone comes in and you're like, well, I've been here for 4 weeks training in the pissing rain,
and that's like
8 till 9, and you guys get to go home at 3.
Like, this will be interesting because obviously Jess and I will go away for Six Nations whilst the rest of the PWR teams that we play for are training, and then we come in and we are those people. So it would be interesting hearing it from your point of view.
Does it piss you off? Like I'm sure it pisses some of our girls off. That's like, you come swanning in here and you think you're, the bee's knees, but hopefully we don't have that persona. But
I think it's a bit of both. Like when everyone that when you sign at a club like that anyway, like, it's a possibility, and I think that's just something. Before you sign that contract, it's like, I know someone could potentially come in and I could be playing the best I've ever played, or feel like I'm playing the best I've ever played, and then someone comes in and not necessarily takes that, but I think obviously how you respond as well is one of the biggest things. Yeah.
But you could take it from someone in the Sarri squad. If you're performing well, you could then go and train with the Prem squad and be like, well, actually,
if you get knocked out one week as well and you start just sulking about it and you start training bad because you don't want to be there, you play bad because you're potentially in the 2s instead of the 1s and you don't want to be there, but then that just negatively, like, it looks bad on you. The coaches don't want that. You play bad, so they're not going to bring you back up. But it's just like, it's just a response. Like, everyone's obviously going to be annoyed to a certain extent, but like, it's not the end of the world type of thing. Like, especially with this, it's like, you don't know how long they're staying. Like, Noah was one game. If he comes back down, I don't have a clue. It doesn't really look like it, but I don't know if they get priority. I don't really know how it works. It's all behind the scenes for me. But
is it a full-time program at Ampthill? Are you full-time?
Part-time.
Was it difficult signing a 15s contract knowing that you still have like 7s aspirations?
It wasn't difficult in the sense of the choice between the two, because I love 7s. It's a massive dream of mine to go and play in the World Series, but unfortunately for English, Welsh and potentially Scottish as well, there's no future in it now. But obviously it's still a dream to go and get that World Series cap, play in the World Series for your country or your whatever, but it's not a thing that you can stay in for 8, 9, 10 years anymore, because unfortunately it just doesn't pay the bills.
So is it still an option for you to like have a discussion with Ampthill to say, I'd like to go and do this, obviously around like tough games and stuff, because obviously Ampthill wanted to still do well. It's up to them really, and obviously it's in my contract, and it's just, I had the conversation with Dave Ward, but pre-Dubai Cape Town, and it was just not disappear, but am I okay to go for the next 4 weeks and potentially try to get into the squad to go to these tournaments? And it didn't work out for these two, which was fine, and I stayed and played my games with Ampthill, and then I'll go and ask about the next ones, and it's up to them, and I'm not going to be, obviously depending on what way it goes or whatever happens, there'll be a slight annoyance, but I'll try and not let that affect whatever happens. I remember saying to Sam, because there's been times that you've been really frustrated because you've been on the cusp plenty of times now with GB and with England 7s, but whether it's through Ampthill and playing in the Champions Head or BUCS or being injured, because you've been injured quite a lot as well. He's torn his hamstring way too many times for his age. So I have always said to him that if something's meant to happen, it'll happen. Yeah, for sure. It'll definitely feel like an itch you can't scratch at the moment. I hate that. No, but it will. No, I know, but I just, like, the positive affirmation thing, like the quotes, I hate them. Really? I hate them. But it will. Because I've just had it so much for 5 years. But you're still so young. Yeah, I just don't feel it. Because wait until you get to 28. You'll feel about 40 years. Yeah. But how has that been, in the 7 setup, because there's a lot of people that will be listening to this, and we often get asked questions around injury and how to deal with them.
but also, you know, not making the team. How do you stay motivated? How do you stay motivated, like Jess saying, when you can see that there's something that you want to do, but what you're doing right now is maybe creating a different path that you didn't think that you were going to be on?
Yeah. Left uni, it happened to be that over that time Dubai Sevens was on. Got invited with UR Sevens, which I was there in the academy with their senior team. Came back home after that, was in the shower, got a call, annoyed that the call stopped my music, but then got out of the shower and realised it was Tony Rooks, the England Sevens coach, and I was like, oh, wonder what this is. He invited me into camp. Not really expecting anything. They got kept on for the second week. It was the time, not Malaga Sevens, but Spain Sevens was the first stop. And I just remember I got too big for my boots, I think. I remember it was pre-selection for that, and in the back of my mind I was like, oh, like, obviously I loved Sevens because if you were in camp, no matter who you were, if you were contracted, not contracted, if you played well, you could get picked. Yeah. They didn't care about contracts or anything like that. That's why I loved it. But I just remember, I thought, I'm definitely going. Don't know why I thought that, but I just remember the last training session beforehand, Joe Browning, one of the players, pretty big lads, tore me to pieces. We did our first full contact session, and I think first one just went straight over the top of me. Second one, I kind of fronted up a bit more, but he double sold it, stepped on the outside and handed me off to the face and didn't catch him again. Then third one, thought he was going to do one or the other, and just kind of, I was no man's land, and he just went and scored again, and I thought, oh yeah, I'm at my depths here. But then got injured right after my first camp, tore my hamstring, and then kind of just back and forth with that over the next 3 years. Was in and out with multiple hamstring tears and the Sevens coming back, but also playing BUCS, and it was just juggling all of that. And then was in, I can't remember when it got announced, but for the Commonwealth Games was in camp over that time with Tom Mitchell, who was a really good support and a great person to talk to, because obviously his vast experience and just everything he's done. And then I remember having a conversation with Tony Rooks, about a potential contract for the following year, which was going into my second year. And I thought that was it. I was like, this is now going to be my life. I'm going to be like Ellie, where rugby can be my full-time thing, and I can get a degree on the side, split my years, happy days. And I think it was 2 days after that conversation when we had the call with RFU saying England Sevens is not going to be a thing anymore.
Wow.
I thought, well, that's...
I'm going to have to go back to uni.
Yeah. I thought, God, I'm not going to get a sniff here. There's no chance I get a sniff with GB.
That's a real roller coaster of emotion.
I've really just, I've grasped onto the end of this England thing, and obviously Scotland and Wales coming into it, I'm not going to have a chance. And didn't for a while. Didn't hear a bit, and then got invited into GB camp. Was in and around that for a while, and I remember a conversation I had with Rocky, and Rocky was just basically just get through these 2 weeks, and I'll potentially have gone. Obviously, I can't say for definite, but I just remember first sprint when I got up there, tore my hammy again.
Oh wow!
And that was, I think, probably the lowest I've been within that whole system, just it being kind of right there. And obviously it had been before, but that one specifically, just being right there and just completely gone. And then obviously feeling bad as well, because there's a reason you're in camp. You're there to either be in the team or get the team best prepared. And I felt a lot of grief thinking that I've let down the rest of the lads, because I've got one less training number now. So someone's going to have to train more, meaning they can't train as hard, meaning they're not going to be as prepared as they could be for the next tournament. I just remember being a pretty bad spot then, because I also was, the other half of my brain was, I've just missed out on all the celebrations of winning the BUCS League for the first time. all the lads have just been on a 4-day bender, and I've just missed it all.
And I've told my bloody hamstring.
Yeah, and I can't do anything now, and I've now got no sevens over summer because I'm now injured.
Yeah.
So it was difficult, but then getting the opportunity to go out to Rugby Europe in Germany with Ellie, especially, I think the first camp was weird.
Yeah, it was, seeing you about.
Yeah, in London Irish, when we were both just kind of walking around and side-eyeing each other, saying like we didn't know each other.
He was like, bring your brother to work day, and then
I stayed at
but then
yours.
obviously for Sam, he was like, bring your sister to work day. Yeah, and he'd like, we'd finish training and go back home together, and then have dinner together, and it was lovely, but it was weird.
Yeah.
I was like, right, okay,
Why are you here?
so I guess you're ready to go home now. Or whatever.
Yeah, we're waiting for each other.
What advice would you give to people listening that are maybe going through the injury side of things, the wanting to achieve, a certain thing in a career, and not knowing really the pathway there, or it keep on getting taken away? What would be the one bit of advice you'd say to those people? But also, if you were calling yourself up, what would you say to that version of Sam now you are where you are?
Just sticking with it and not being too hard on yourself or thinking that opportunity is gone, because coaches will remember you, and if they don't, then
you're not good enough.
Well, that's what I mean. No, not like
True.
Not good enough, but like,
are you just you weren't a standout?
Yeah, like if it was going to be this big thing, they're going to remember you, and unfortunately, if they don't, that's where you know that, and that's where you can work on it better to then in the next year or two then have that opportunity, and you will be stronger, you will be faster. If you get exposed against the best sevens players in the world, it's pretty hard to come back from that.
Yeah.
And it's going to be on camera. You're going to get called out when you look back at a huddle and you do your team reviews, and it is embarrassing sometimes. Like, you watch it back on huddle, and I have it with Ampthill and I had it with Loughborough. You watch it by yourself at night, and then, oh God,
that one's coming up.
I know that one's coming up in the team meeting. And then before the clip even starts, they've got it on the screen.
You know,
it's that clip,
you think,
and you're like,
yeah, here it comes.
You're like, oh God, what they're going to say to me, or like and they're like, I'm not outing you, but
here we are in front of everyone in the team. Sam missing the tackle.
I dropped the ball.
What has been your proudest moment of Ellie? And you cannot say lifting the World Cup final, because that's just cop out.
It's caught you out, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or winning World Player of the Year, because that's cop out.
No, because
I didn't actually think about
but like
that one,
they're moments
that
I want to hear one that's I can give an example, but I don't want to ruin it.
Right, maybe you can then say your
Well, it's not my proudest moment of you, but it would be my example.
This is really nice.
What about you?
I don't know if it was proudest moment, but one that stays for me very vividly is actually when I played rugby up for the first time with England, but you came to watch with Mum, and we came second in it, got pretty battered by Ireland in the final, but that picture of us two at the end when you wrapped the England flag around me, and just knowing how proud I was that you were proud of me, because as much as I say I'm not competing against Ellie, but obviously there is that in the back of my mind, and I think one of the big things with wanting to get a cap on the World Series is just I being able to say I've done it too.
Yeah.
And obviously I probably won't win a World Cup or World Player of the Year, but you never know.
Yeah,
but
you never know.
But yeah, just I just remember that time and really, really well, and just having you there just kind of meant everything for me, because at that time I might have been a bit naive and thought, Ellie's not going to come to this. It's a bit below her, below
my pay.
Yeah, a bit below what she wants. And I didn't know if you could, because obviously you're very busy. But I'd definitely say that was up there if I couldn't pick winning the World Cup.
Oh, yeah.
Because obviously that was pretty special as well.
Well, I want to also say my bit as well. Why I'm proud of you.
I'll just leave, shall I?
Well, no, I think that'd be nice.
Yeah, that'd be lovely. Yeah, nice way to finish. Yeah.
I think there's only loads of things that I'm proud of with Sam, and it doesn't have to be the medals around your neck. And I remember that the time that you're speaking about, and you kind of stole that moment from me, because I wanted to say that. But I think it's not one specific moment, but hearing you talk today the way that you have done and still be in the position that you are with the aspirations that you've got and the drive that you've got is very, very inspiring to me. That's something that I've not learned yet, and I'm going to need this advice. I'm going to have to listen back to the bit of advice that you gave at some point.
You're going to listen back?
Some part, someone just clip it up and send it to me. Mum will probably do that, but
Yeah,
it's fair.
it's going to make it put in the group chat. Innit?
But to hear everything that you've gone through, and that's what makes me proud, because it's not the one individual thing. It's the fact that, I mentioned it earlier, you're creating your own success story now. And, you know, I think it relates to a lot of people, but people have their own story, their own journey, and you're going to have ups, you're going to have downs. But as much as you have had ups, you have had a lot of downs, but you're still in the position you are right now, talking about it with the drive to keep on getting better and keep on going. And I think that's the proudest moment for me as a sister, because you can't teach that. I can't give you the advice to be in the position that you're in, but you've learned it through your own pathway. And yeah, it's proud for me to say that, because you are my younger brother.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah.
That's
That's
really
the
nice. Rob,
nicest
got
thing you've
anything to
ever
say about
said.
me? Or
Yeah, Rob, Jess.
No, well, Sam, it's been lovely to have you on.
Thank you.
I feel very honoured to be involved in the sibling conversation, and all the best for Ampthill, and fingers crossed you make your debut on the HSBC World Series at some point. Yeah, loads of fingers crossed, and we'd love to have you back anytime you would like to come back.
Thank you very much.
No worries. So that was lovely.
It was really nice.
It was really nice. But now we are going to move on to us, because obviously
It is our podcast. Sorry, Sam.
However,
You've had your time.
You've had your time, yeah.
But
Ellie needs her time to
the
shine
better
now.
Kildunnes back.
However, another lateness after last week.
Pardon me.
We have some room for discussion.
Pardon me. Pardon me.
Pardon me. We have some room for discussion. So feel free. The floor is yours.
So the pod was meant to start at 9 o'clock this morning, and we were actually together yesterday doing an appearance. And you'd said to me, Ellie, do not be late tomorrow.
Valid.
Get there
I did.
for 9.
Yep.
And I said, yep, fine. I'd already looked at the train, and I was going to get into Paddington for 8:30.
And I also saw it in her eyes that she was like, no, I'm
worry.
not being late for her.
I've got you.
Yeah.
Because there will be times that I'll say, Jess, don't be late this time, please, because I need to get off. But I
Not
knew.
that I'm ever late, but yeah, go on.
But I knew. Anyway, so then on the way out, I was chatting to Ben, my agent, and he'd mentioned that he'd got you a gig this morning. Weird, because it's not your agent, but he hadn't spoken to me about that. And I was like, right, okay, wonder what that is. But anyway, so he said, so I'm going to speak to Rob and the podcast team, probably say get in there for like 5:15. And then on the tube, we got stuck at a bit of a red signal. It was only for like 5 minutes. But it was like, I did come in at past.
So yeah, right. That's good to round it off there. So I guess my point is, Ben told you to get there at 5:15. So you still were 15 minutes late from what you were originally going to do.
Because of the train, though, because of the train.
So are we putting it down as a mark?
I don't think so.
Really?
Because then you said not going to get there till past.
But what time did I get here?
I don't know.
10 past.
I don't know how you did that. Didn't I say on the way here, I said, Jess is going to say the flipping lateness thing. And Sam said, no, because I showed him the text. No, Jess did say she's going to get there for past.
Okay.
The people that are actually saying, the whole, I hate the saying, to be early isn't to be on time, because you're early.
Okay, right. I think we need because we can move on from this one, because obviously it's only meant to be a short, snappy.
You can take it, because I was later than past, but it was only 2 minutes. Anyway, there is something that we do need to talk about. We have lost one of the
Don't say it like that.
Musketeers.
Yeah, the Three Musketeers, yeah.
Obviously, everyone's seen that Abby Dow has officially retired, which is sad.
It is really sad.
And firstly, I want to touch on what she's done for the Red Roses team, and the incredible career that she's had. And I do hope at some point she does come back. Fingers crossed. I actually had a conversation with her last weekend, and she said, "Oh, you're going to have to learn how to tackle now, because you don't know who's coming through and who's going to make the tackles for you." So there's still the tongue in cheek there, but I didn't quite, get around to properly saying it. But mine and Abby's journey has had its ups and downs. Claudia actually put it quite well on hers, and we've taken the time to learn about each other, because, you know, we have butt heads in the past, and the past couple of years I've seen this friendship just blossom between me and her, and the partnership that we've got on the field. And I, you know, throughout the World Cup, I can't remember who I was having the conversation with, but how much I really appreciated her. And we actually had a couple heart-to-hearts, and, you know, where she'd said to me, you know, like, I remember one thing she said to me in the World Cup cycle. She said, like, last year when you got World Player of the Year, you know, I thought, yeah, you are a brilliant player, but I think you're a way better player this year, and I think you're World Player of the Year this year. Not even that I thought that you weren't last year, but this year you're so much better. And the way that we were playing together, the way that I was playing in my game, it just gave me so much confidence, because Abby Dow is going to give you the most honest review that you'll ever have. You know, she is like to the point, but she also learnt to understand me as a person and as a player, and we ended up having this beautiful partnership on the field that will definitely be missed.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think I've known Abby since I was like 15, playing against each other in like girls rugby, and always a force to be reckoned with. Like, honestly, like, she was unbelievable then. Like, you knew she was going to play for England then. And now, like, obviously all of us got our first caps together, and I just think it will feel really different without her. I think she does give a lot of honesty. I think I connect Ellie and Abby together, which I find like a responsibility, and I really enjoy that part of like our unit. And I think it is really sad, but I think she wants to go on this journey with engineering, and I think I'm really proud of her for that. I think I'm proud of her to step away when she is ready, not when, you know, she hasn't got a contract or her body's like had enough. Like, she's stepping away when she wants to, and I think she should be really proud of that she wants to go and experience something different, like have a bit of a normal life and do the degree that she did. And I think also, you know, her dad passed away a while ago now, and I think she wants to maybe work for him and
I think she already has done that in tenfold, but he would really push that like education piece, and I think, you know, she probably wants to go now and just work and live a normal life on the farm with Ro, and just have normality, because I think, you know, she doesn't like that structured life a bit with rugby, and she doesn't like being away from home. So I think, you know, she can enjoy just being Abby Dow, and good for her.
Yeah, and crochet everything.
Yeah,
I'll miss that.
She'll forget engineering. She'll engineer like a crochet business that there's a machine doing it.
Yeah, she's unbelievable. She would sit there and she would go, "Do you want me to teach you?" And I'd go, "No, I actually don't understand it. No. Please, you'll be wasting your time." But yeah, we love you and we'll miss you loads, and you have had a sensational career. And you will be
huge impact on ours as well.
Yeah, and you'll be sorely missed. Well, you've been busy.
Well, haven't I just?
Did you enjoy Dubai?
Yeah, I did enjoy it. The vlog is coming out in a few days' time. It is a long one. It's a 47-minute, but it will be getting shorter. But all the Dubai bits are going to be in there as well. But yeah, it was really good. So I finished training on Thursday night and got the night flight over. HSBC looked after me. You know, they put me in business class for the first time, which was a crazy experience to do that. Actually, something funny that happened. Obviously, never been on business class ever. And I got in, I was like, whoa, like there's everything. There was buttons and people were still coming up and down the aisle to go find the seats. And I clicked one of the buttons and all of a sudden I started going back. I was like, oh Jesus, oh God, where am I going? I ended up flat as people were walking past me, obviously looking at me thinking, oh, rookie, she's never been here before. But yeah, got out there, went straight into day one, which wasn't the international tournament at that point. It was the invitational sides and what have you. But it was busy. It was like from pillar to post. You know, as much as it was busy, I gained experience that you'd normally get in like 2 months.
Yeah.
You know, I did radio, panel, Q&A. I did some photography. I did some coaching. I did warm up with one of the teams out there. What else? It was honestly non-stop. We'd meet at 8:30 in the morning, set off, and I wouldn't get back to my room till 11 o'clock at night. then I just think I'm going to sleep and go again. But yeah, it was good to get out there, but I was inside a lot and doing all these other things, so I didn't get a tan, which is annoying.
The time that you were there, Dubai like only peaks for like 2 hours of like high UV, so like you wouldn't even probably get much of a tan anyway.
It was hot though, it was nice.
Yeah, how was hearing yourself in Heathrow?
No, it was, you know that video that I put on my Instagram, that was the first time I heard it. Because I obviously knew, I'm going to be going back to Heathrow, my voice is going to be on the thing. But as I was videoing it for the next vlog, I heard the ding and I was like,
me.
Oh my God, it's me. And it was crazy because I was kind of like looking around as if to say, hi guys, it's me. That's my voice. Maybe I don't need a passport because I can just say,
that's me.
That's me. I was walking around Heathrow like I owned the bloody place. But it was really weird, but also like a really proud moment because, you know, we are stepping into this world where opportunities that opportunities get put in front of us that you never knew were going to be a thing. You know, I touched on it before when we were speaking about it, but to actually hear it, because had I not come back from Dubai, I probably wouldn't have ever heard it, and it'd be something that you'd see on someone's Instagram story that you get tagged in.
Or you would like just literally just go to hear it like in the check-in area. And then
exactly. But it was a bit of a surreal moment. And I think with how busy we are, it's really important to sit in those moments because things come and go, and we have to at some point sit back and reflect on what we've done, whether it's winning a World Cup or it is your voice in Heathrow. They're all moments that as a kid you could dream of doing, or you couldn't even imagine being in that space. And thankfully I had that time, you know, I videoed it, which was really cool to like look back on. But I called Mum and was like, Mum, I can't believe it. Like, can you hear it? But I had voice isolation on, so she couldn't hear it. But then people were messaging me saying, I'm going to New York and I've just heard your voice. And what I do want to know though, because when I went out there, it was weird, obviously being in Dubai, and it was Christmas or coming into Christmas, and they had like palm trees with Christmas lights on and stuff.
Like,
it
was really odd.
It was odd. And in the lifts there was Christmas music going, so I was getting reminded that it was Christmas, but it was like 28, 30 degree heat. Outside, so I was like, oh, this is strange. But on the theme of Christmas, I did see on your story the advent calendar that has been makeshift for you. What has gone on?
Basically, so after the game on Saturday, I went for food with my mum and dad. And then we went into like the Sainsbury's because they were then leaving, and my mum wanted some chocolate for the way home. And I was like, oh, buzzing, I'll get Arch his advent calendar. Remember, we've been together nearly 7 years. Every year, we've got each other an advent calendar just to paint the picture. So I go in there and I get him the Tony's chocolate advent calendar. So good advent calendar. And then my dad, I was like, oh, I really want that one. It's like the sweet one. I just didn't really fancy chocolate this year. Do you know what I mean? I'd never really eat it in the morning anyway, and it's a nice little pick me up midday, whatever. My dad was like, oh, I'll get it for you. I was like, oh, no, it's fine. Like, I'll send it to Arch, like whatever. My dad was like, no, I'll get it for you. And I said, oh, yeah, fair enough. He probably won't get me one. Like, he'll forget. So my dad got it for me, go home, whatever. Then it comes to Monday, which was the 1st, and I gave Archie his advent calendar. He went, and I was like, you haven't got me one of you. And he was like, no. And I was like, typical. I was like, every year. It doesn't change. The date doesn't change. 1st of December, I expect my advent calendar. Yes, all right, I am acting like I'm 12 or probably 8. But
Tradition's tradition.
Exactly. Anyway, he's like, oh, so he's got a problem with his car at the moment. If anybody wants to help us out with his car, that'd be great. His battery is dead. We obviously just need to replace it. Don't have time. Anyway, so he can't
just send her a battery.
He can't drive anywhere. So then we just have my car. Obviously, I was going to training. Been really busy this week. And he then literally, I said, oh, well, you could just buy me 25 Milky Bars. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're not that big. I just wanted a Milky Bar advent calendar. Don't ask for much. They're probably like £5, really cheap and cheerful. Anyway, and he was like, oh, I'm not getting you that. I was like, okay, fine, I'll just have nothing. And he was like, you don't have nothing because you have your dad's one. I said, yeah, but I expect one from you. Anyway, then I get home from training and there's just this bag, and he was like, here you are. And I was like, buzzing my tits off. And I was like, no way have you bought. He was like, this is the most expensive advent calendar I've ever bought before. Yeah, and it's your own fault because you didn't buy me one.
Jess.
Ah.
Jess, at that point you go, I really...
No, I did. I was
really
buzzing. I was like, I really
appreciate
appreciate it. Thanks. Like, love you
But
loads.
yeah,
Kiss, kiss, kiss.
But
he did,
you were meant to do it anyway.
Sorry, he
so-
did not need to say, oh, it's like most expensive. Do you know what I mean? That's throwing it back in my face. So I thought, well, you can have it, son, by saying...
I don't even want the Milky Bars
No,
anymore.
they're
Take them.
banging. They're in the fridge. I can't wait. Every week, every day, I'm like...
Would you have it in the
good.
morning?
No. Well, every morning this week, I've been up at 6:30, so no, I don't have it in the
true,
morning.
Yeah, no,
I'm a
true.
busy girl. If you haven't seen it on my Vlogmas on
Plug it.
TikTok, look at my Vlogmas every day until Christmas. It is a bit of a struggle. I'm only on day 3, but it's fine. It's quite a lot getting it out every day.
Yeah, that's...
Really?
I mean,
Really?
I've done a week and it's taken me about 4 hours to edit
Yeah.
it. So actually, my shout out this time, if there's any editors out there that are willing to edit all my videos together, I will make a good system happen. I don't have the 4 hours. I had plenty of hours on the plane, but I just don't have 4 hours to do it.
But anyway, we're not going to talk about rugby this week because I got something else after this. So is Ellie. So we actually don't have a lot of time. But we will catch up with the PWR next week. And also Ellie didn't play, so it's just kind of boring just talking about
It's not
us
bad.
thrashing
Okay,
in.
fine, we'll say it. London Saracens are obviously the Queens of London
Whoop, whoop.
because they beat Ealing.
Whoop, whoop.
It is only the first few rounds of it, and Harlequins are coming to whoop your ass when we
Really?
play you next
Oh,
time.
sounds like fight and talk.
It is, and I did say that before the last one, and we played terribly. So I'll just keep the fighting talk for now. We'll forget about it by the time we're playing.
Right, let's move on to shout outs. No questions of the week this week because we had lovely Sam Kildunne on, so we were asking him questions instead of you guys asking us questions. But my shout out, I've actually got a personal shout out this week to start it off, which is to the lovely families supported by the Sussex Snowdrop Trust, who are having a Christmas party at Butlins in Bognor on Sunday. They're having a hoedown. So yeehaw.
Jeez.
I've actually been offered to be a patron of that charity, which is
wow,
really,
that's
really
fun.
special. Yeah.
What
I do
is
a
a
lot.
patron?
It's like you shout about it, you talk about it in public, you do a lot of like events for them.
That's cool.
I raise a lot of money for them anyway with my kit. When I take it to rugby clubs, I raffle, and then I don't obviously take the money, I then give it
Go
to
back to them.
the charity.
God, she's a good egg. Bronwyn has asked for a shout out for the Garriock ladies in Inverary for having a cracking season.
Woo!
That was a
great
hard name
work.
to say. So we can maybe find an abbreviation for these because they are getting a bit hard now.
We've got 2 international shout outs this week, under 19s golf rugby girls and the Indonesian women who will play in the Southeast Asia Rugby Sevens next week.
We do love an international
Woo,
shout out. And you know what? I'm
woo.
going to take the Welsh one as an international shout out. So that's 3 international
Really?
shout outs.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a different
You have to cross a
country.
bridge, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another shout out for Dunfermline under 18s who are playing in a final in Murrayfield next week.
Woo!
That's exciting.
Clicks for that. Not many people get to play in Murrayfield.
No, we haven't.
I have.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, legend.
Assassin netball team. No
That's good.
way.
I'm
Made their-
crossing sports now.
I know. Made their final in Dubai the past weekend.
Oh, well done. I might have even
Netball,
seen
get it?
actually. A massive good luck to the Harlequins Worthing College girls who are prepping hard this week for the ace game against Hartpury.
Good
I am
luck,
Hartpury girls. I
girls.
will say good luck, but Hartpury through and through.
Oh, wow, really? Okay. Shout out and get well soon to Abby Cox from Milton Keynes Rugby Club, who have just suffered an ACL injury. Sending lots of
Sorry,
love
yeah.
and recovery. Might be a long process, but you've got it.
Listen to the other bit of the pod when Sam was getting through his injury and take a bit of
Absolutely.
advice. And finally, to Emily Harvey, who's tried for Sutton Coldfield RFC, who was featured on the Red Roses Instagram last week.
That week will make a difference. Woo woo!
Yeah, it's class. That's
We
really
love
good.
to see that. Oh, I do just love the shout outs. They do make me feel good.
They do.
They
It's
do.
the clapping. I've got a bruise on my leg.
Yeah,
from
I
doing
clicked
it.
today actually.
I know.
I was a bit
That's
clicky.
different.
Yeah, anyway. Well, we hope you all enjoyed this week's episode.
Sam, come in for this bit.
Sam is going to just re-enter the chat. Thank you very much for listening to this week's episode. We hope you thoroughly enjoyed it. I enjoyed interviewing the other Kildunne in the family. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment to our Instagram, TikTok, but most importantly here on Spotify. But for now...
Yeah, don't go silent.
Yeah.